So 2008, you work with Game on LAX. Now, this is where you did the bulk of the production for his music. But I want to talk about the intro and outro of that album first. DMX and his famous prayers, right? Like, we've never heard DMX really do any prayers for anyone else besides his own solo albums. Whose idea was that to get DMX to do that?
That was Game's.
And
Hands down,
what was like your reaction when were you there in the studio when DMX recorded it, or?
No, I made the music for it, and then he prayed over it.
Oh, okay. So the music came first, and then DMX did the prayers over it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But he told me the vibe he wanted, and I just created that. And yeah, man, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, you're really digging. So I've been a part of some amazing things. Sometimes you're so busy doing the work that you don't really pick the flowers, you know?
Right. And I can see the wheels turning in your mind. You're like, damn, I was a part about that. I did do all that.
Absolutely.
So were you in the studio when he was recording it, though? Or it was sent to him and he was in New York and he recorded over it?
Yeah, I wasn't in the studio. I'm not sure if he came in or what, but I wasn't there for that recording.
Got you. And you
imagine when I hear the stuff back. Imagine if when I hear the stuff back, I'm like, yeah.
But you had a big part over some of the other records, like "Let Us Live," right, with Scott Storch.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott is known for his. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying, but Scott is known for his keys. You know what I mean? So, what part did you do of the beat? You did the keys too.
So a lot of producers they do a beat and then they allow the artist to add their art to it and then they finish it in post. So for this project, with me being an executive producer, Game depended on me and allowed me to add things to certain songs that were a little empty or that wasn't finished or the post wasn't added for whatever reason, and then to kind of give the whole album a cohesive sound by just what I thought this song needed. Okay, this song isn't as big as this song. Let me add some stuff to make this bigger. You know what I mean? Not every song use musicians, so let me figure out a way to make this, to give this body of work a hug to where it fits together.
Right.
And even so, or if a song wasn't, if we couldn't get the files for a certain song when it comes time to mix it, a couple songs I recreated from scratch.
Right, wasn't that
I can tell you which
the Irv Gotti joint?
Irv Gotti joint and the brown liquor.
Right.
Skit.
Okay. So yeah, I was gonna get into that, but so the Irv Gotti joint, he sent over the beat, but you guys couldn't find the original file, so then you had to recreate it from scratch.
Yeah. So Game was like,
crazy.
Game was like, I need the files and something here and I guess I don't know why he couldn't produce the files. Sometimes, you know, the files wasn't produced and Game was like, hey, let my man EP make it. And so he's like, okay, if he can make it, then, and I'm like, what? Challenge. And I made it and it was born. You know what I mean? Right. I kind of wish he would have added my name in the vocal credits as well, but it's like, okay, I'll take that.
Right.
My publishing all day. So we did split the publishing on that though. So
oh, that's good. That's good, man.
Look. Yeah, that's great look.
And then you produced Never Can.
Right? You see the progression. It's like at this point, it's no longer just keyboards. Now it's getting the production and the credits for whatever that I'm adding keys to in my, you know what I mean?
Right. You're getting the props that you deserve. You're getting the credit you deserve now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you ended up producing Never Can Say Goodbye with LaToya Williams. And that's an interesting song because Game is rapping from the perspective of Tupac, Biggie, and Eazy-E.
Mm-hmm.
And were you in the studio when he recorded that song?
I was.
So can you describe that?
Gave us... Go ahead.
I was saying, can you describe that studio session, what it was like?
That studio session, it was a late night. We was just building the records and listening to, and he was like, you know what? He came up with the idea completely. Like I want to rap like Biggie. I want to rap like, I need a song called Never Can Say Goodbye. Can you come up with something? And that time, like during those times, it was very, very competitive. It's like I'm producing, Scott Storch might show up with something to play. J.R. Rodham may show up with something to play. Kanye may send something in, and whoever got the hottest record, we scrapping everything else and we working on that record. So that's what I mean. The texture of the record, it can be going this way, and you can make a amazing song and it's on the board today, and you come in tomorrow. I had 4 on the board yesterday. Today I have 1 because other things come in. He records so much music that you're not safe.
Right. I think I
You better
saw in
be
an
around
interview. I saw in an interview you said he had like 200 songs for that album.
easily
That's
because
crazy.
he just
Man.
records and records. So imagine coming in the first week and then he's recording for a year. You'll probably never hear that other song, or you might hear it on a mixtape, maybe.
Mhm. And the chorus for that song, Never Can Say Goodbye, is an interpretation of the Jackson 5 song, right? Or what song is that?
Never can say goodbye. I don't. It wasn't an interpolation. It's just they use the same lyrical content.
Got you. Okay.
Never can say goodbye. They use that, but that never can say goodbye. Something completely. Yeah, we didn't infringe on that.
And he wanted to rap from the 3 different perspectives of some of the biggest hip hop legends. And that song is amazing too, man. It's crazy. So then you end up co-producing Game's Pain, right? Which with Nobody, who's did Big Pun, Still Not a Player, Akon, Locked Up, just tons of amazing stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
How did that song come about?
That came about the same way. Like Game didn't really even want to do that album for that song for the album, but the label came in for a meeting and they wait, go back to that. That's your single. So when they picked that as a single, I had to add things to make it cohesive, like the others, to the album. And then for me adding all of that, it's like, well, I gotta get a little, production credit for that. And that's how it came. But for the most part, shout out to Nobody. He came up with the idea and everything. I just lent a little bit of musicality to it, and there it is.
And you ended up doing the remix too,
the remix was all me, 100%.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. You ended up doing the remix with samples Juicy Fruit, which was the sample for Biggie's Juicy, right?
Yep. Well, I just played the drums over. I played the drums over, and came up like, let me come up with something that's reminiscent to hip hop back in the day. And I'm gonna see if you know the 3 elements I use for that song.
If I know it?
Yeah.
Because
you said Juicy, you referenced Juicy.
Right.
Then I took the lead line. I took the lead line from 5 Minutes of Funk. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
I use that, and then I use the Beastie Boys, the reverse. I use all 3 of those elements. We hear all 3 of those in that record.
So it was intentional that you wanted the beat to be a little more bare.
Nostalgic.
Right?
Yeah, bare and nostalgic. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the essence of hip hop in the beginning, it wasn't that musical.
It wasn't overly produced, like so many different things going on.
Overly produced, other than like Rapper's Delight and stuff like that, where they just sampled a whole song. But like the break beats and stuff, like, I wanted to keep that essence.
So how did you guys pick who was going to be on the remix? Because on the remix, you got Jadakiss, Bun B, Pusha T, Fat Joe, Young Buck, and Queen Latifah.
I'm sure that's all Games in his Rolodex. Like, I hear this on it. And he wanted to represent each region. and keep it authentic to hip hop and real spitters. So
Yeah, that's dope,
and then
man.
Latifah just happened to be in the studio that night, and that's how she got on the end of that. Like, get on here, do something. You know what I mean?
Right. So you end up producing the Hard Liquor skit, right? Which has Nas on it.
Yeah.
Nas is like infamous for calling in on people's albums on the phone and everything. Whose idea was it to put the Hard Liquor song in the background?
Games. It was his idea. I think he got permission to for me to remake it, and he made the call. He said remake it, and we're in Encore, and we went in.
Because the original was made by Dre and Scott Storch. Is that right?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
That's the song that has cocaine on the hook, right? Where he goes, hard liquor.
Yeah, but Jelly Roll did ours.
Oh, gotcha. That's
yeah, that
dope,
was Jelly Roll.
And I know later on, Tech Nine ended up doing a remix to it with Travis Barker.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. Shout out to Tech.
Yeah, shout out to Tech, man.